I've always believed that nobody rocks orange quite like McLaren, and then I see this, the all black 720S, and I think, oh my gosh, what a car. 720S. Now right now, this, if you like, is the Big Mac here in New Zealand, at least until the Senna arrives. 720, by the way, 720 horsepower. Other numbers, 341 k's an hour top speed, 0 to 100 in 2.9 seconds, all from a rear-wheel drive, something else. But go on about numbers, and it's easy to forget about the style and personality of this car. Come around the front, by the way, look at that, inspired by a great white shark. McLaren, just every car, they just move forward so quickly. It's hard to think how quickly this brand have developed their own look and feel of road cars. And if we open it up here, I'd say about now, but we go to the past, and these doors, dihedral I think is the proper term. In other words, there's two hinges. I call them gullwing, but they open sort of forward, and it's dihedral. What this is a tribute to the McLaren F1, the car that is still considered one of the greatest road cars ever, if not the greatest. So I do love that part of it. Now I mentioned the 720 horsepower. If we climb aboard, and you have to have a look too about the whole theatre and the way this car greets you when you open the doors and whatnot. But if I do this, up to, it's 4 litres now, twin turbo V8. That is just something else. 527 kilowatts, just incredible. Sitting here too, most cars like this have a carbon tub, supercars. The 720S goes further because the carbon monocage, so the carbon fibre comes over the top. Now you look here, you'll see there's glass and whatnot all around you. Now, basically carbon fibre is not just light, it's also about as rigid as the speed limits in the Waterview Tunnel. So the result of that is that you can have less of it. So you've got all this glass right around you, so you actually get a view out of this car. So I talk about the front being inspired by a great white shark. This is like the shark cage, just a little bit safer. Hey, speaking of safe and clever and whatnot, the chassis in this. Now, I'm a terrible passenger. I went for a few laps with a race driver in this car at Hampton Downs, and I was quite nervous being a passenger, but I've never been in a car, and this is genuine, that felt so secure on the road or on the track, being driven quite hard. And it's all down to the proactive chassis. Now, basically how this works is that hydraulics and computers make it do the right thing to suit what it's doing, accelerating, braking, turning. And there's also active aero, the spoilers come up. It makes things like links and roll bars about as old-fashioned as having cash in your wallet. Oh, speaking of cash too, $436,000 the price is star for the 720S. This one, $525. It's got a whole lot of extras. If you want to find out more, go and see the team at McLaren Auckland. While you're there, have a word to them, because this car to me is almost perfect. My preference though, there's these 5-section light alloys, but there is a 10-spoke super light wheel that is just beautiful. Make sure you get that on your 720S.